What you are about to hear will make your blood run cold. Two true stories of caving that turned into absolute nightmares. The first plunges us into the world of experienced explorers who ignored all the warning signs. But it is the second that will haunt you, an ultimate betrayal at the bottom of a watery abyss. On a freezing morning in January 1986, four seasoned cavers gathered in front of Parker's Chasm. This vertical cave attracts adventurers with its vertiginous shafts. Unlike horizontal caves, vertical chasms require perfect mastery of ropes. One false move and it's certain death. They descend toward the first obstacle, a 22-meter shaft plunging into darkness. A 22-meter fall onto rock is enough to turn a body into a bloody pulp. The first two make it down safely. The third begins his descent but makes a fatal mistake. He uses a descender, standard equipment that controls the speed of descent.
The rope must follow a precise pass. Pass through the carabiner, around the descender, then back down.
Disaster. He has neglected this crucial step. His rope creates no friction. His descender is useless. A deadly trap awaits him 22 meters below. He launches himself into the void and immediately realizes his mistake.
The rope flee like lightning. The walls rush by at breakneck speed. The sound of the impact echo like a cannon shot. Miracle. The man is conscious and moving.
Against all odds, he has survived this deadly fall. Shaking, in shock, but alive. In a fit of sheer madness, the group decides to continue exploring. This decision is testament to their deadly pride, believing that surviving once makes you invincible. They descend towards the most dangerous part, the Z Passage. A series of narrow passages where the explorers have to contort their bodies into spaces barely wider than a coffin. Then disaster strikes.
Patonnes tant que j'ai stuck.
Despite their efforts, they cannot free it. Their air supply is limited to a single shared tank.
They abandon the stuck tank.
They must ascend immediately, sharing the remaining air. Each holds his breath while the other inhales the vital air. In their haste, they make a fatal mistake. Instead of the passage to the entrance, they ascend a blind chimney. This dead end rises but has no connection to the surface. When they reach the top, they discover their mistake. Above them, solid rock. They are trapped with almost no air left. As the last seconds tick away, the unthinkable happens. Faced with the choice between certain death for both of them or trying to save his own life, the companion makes the most heart-wrenching decision. In what seems like the ultimate betrayal, he abandons Patton in the blind chimney. He descends, hoping to find the right route. It is a desperate gamble against all instincts of loyalty. Fighting panic, he miraculously finds the right path and resurfaces, gasping for air and calling for help. But Richard Patton remains trapped in the aquatic cul-de-sac, without air and with no way of reaching the surface. The rescue teams arrive quickly, but too late. The young diver has drowned, another victim of the deadly maze. The next day, the divers recover his body. The tragedy makes headlines. This is how a trusted companion can become the helpless witness to your death in the darkness of the deep. The second decides to go in backwards. As soon as he enters the passage, the rock seems to grab him. Every movement tightens the limestone vise around his chest. His breathing becomes labored. He can neither move forward nor backward. The limestone squeezes him like a living vice. Fear dilates his muscles, making his imprisonment even worse. His cries echo, spreading terror among his companions. The rescue begins urgently. Centimeter by centimeter, they try to free their companion. The prisoner is suffocating, his face turning pale. Exhaustion and lack of oxygen are getting the better of him. Just as his strength abandons him, they manage to pull him out. A few more minutes, and the passage would have claimed another victim. But if that story was terrifying, here's what happened next. In the heart of Texas lies Jacob's Well, a peaceful natural pool that conceals one of the most deadly cave systems in America. On the evening of November 23, 1983, Richard Patton, a 22-year-old diving enthusiast, and his companion decided to defy the rules. Despite the warning signs and the deadly reputation of these waters. On that Wednesday evening, they arrived equipped with standard gear. The surface appeared calm in the fading light. They entered the water and began their fatal descent. A fatal mistake, they did not set up a breadline to mark their return. This basic precaution would have provided them with a direct route back to the entrance. Without this lifeline, they were diving blind 90 meters. They reached a narrow passage sealed by a grate in 1979 after a failed attempt to recover a body. But the grate was gone. Faced with this gaping opening, they made a fatal decision. The passage is too narrow for their tanks. They remove them and push the metal masses in front of them, keeping the regulators in their mouths. A perilous technique in such a confined space.